Hi, I'm Zach, and I attended the lecture on the physics of Frankenstein. In this lecture, Professor Fenton, who was dressed as Dr. Frankenstein, first described the history behind Frankenstein, and then later described the physics behind the monster. Mary Shelley was born in England in 1797. Her father was a political philosopher, and her mother was a women's rights advocate. She married poet Percy Shelley, and in 1816 both of them spent a summer with Lord Byron. This year was called the Year Without Summer because volcanic activity in Indonesia had made the climate very cold and rainy. As a result, Lord Byron, Mary, and Percy all spent a lot of time inside reading and telling ghost stories. Eventually, Lord Byron suggested that they were each write their own, and this is when Mary wrote the story of Frankenstein. To fully understand why Mary wrote about Frankenstein, you must understand the scientific history of the time. Electricity was a new and exciting science that many people were experimenting with. Galvanism is the contraction of a muscle that is stimulated by an electric current. This became a very popular science at the time, and scientists would make deceased animals move using electricity. A scientist by the name of Andrew did these experiments with humans, and they appeared to come back to life. He believed that he could restore life into them by stimulating the phrenic nerve. But the very man who inspired Mary Shelley was Johann Conrad de Pell, who was born in Frankenstein Castle and experimented with dead bodies. The history of Frankenstein that Professor Fenton described was very interesting, but what was even more interesting was the physics. During the lecture, he performed an experiment for the audience where he hooked up a 9-volt battery to a volunteer's arm, which made it twitch. This is because the human body communicates through electrical pulses, which move muscles and keep the heart beating. Defibrillation was first used by Claude S. Beck when he used it on a small child whose heart had stopped. Today, heart disease is the #1 killer of people in the United States. One of the largest dangers to the heart is a spiral wave. This is when the heart's normal rhythm is off. If this happens in the heart, it can cause chaos and a very rapid heartbeat. This instability can cause the heart to simply shiver instead of beating normally. But a defibrillator can correct this irregular heartbeat. A shock between 100 and 300 joules of energy can reset the heartbeat to normal conditions. After I learned all this from Professor Fenton, it got me thinking about other ways that electricity is used in the medical field. One way is transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation. This is a therapy where the electricity is used to relieve pain. It works because when electricity is applied to the body, it stimulates the nerves that are delivering pain to the brain. The applied electricity blocks the normal pain signals and relieves the pain. This technique is used to help people with illnesses such as osteoarthritis, fibromyalgia, back pain, and tendinitis. All in all, it was a very intriguing lecture that really got me thinking about the other ways electricity can be used. I learned a lot, and I hope you did too. Thank you.